Gas stations and smoke shops across the country are selling products marketed as bath salts and incense. But law enforcement and medical experts say they're actually synthetic versions of meth, cocaine, and marijuana. And more Hoosiers are using them to get high.
You're not in control. You may think you're in control, but you are not in control. Everybody experiments, but it's nothing to experiment with. It's like playing Russian roulette.
That's the voice of experience, one that led this Northwest Indiana man to an addiction and ER room and rehab.
These aren't the bath salts you're finding at your neighborhood store that you're using at home. These are just being sold as bath salts. It's a way for the manufacturers to say, hey, this isn't for human consumption. It has another purpose, and that way they're able to skirt some of the Food and Drug Administration laws for that. And also, it's one of the things that DEA needs to prove under the Analog Act, which we can show that some of these compounds might be analogs of already controlled substances, but there's a few different things we need to prove. And the most difficult one is to prove that it was being manufactured, sold, possessed, in order for somebody to use it for human consumption to get an effect that is similar to a controlled substance.
The local addict says bath salts are just like cocaine, and they gave him an intense energy that kept him up at night working on household projects.
I wasn't really making the decisions for myself at that point. You know, the disease was lying for me. You know, it was basically showing me the way that it wanted me to go.
From what I've seen, the progression is very rapid. It seems to grab a hold of people very quickly and really have a tight hold on them. From what I've seen, the people that are able to get off of it are the people that are in a environment where they can no longer get it, whether it be detox, jail, etc.
And when users can't get away from that dependency, they're calling law enforcement for help.
They go into such a panic that they admit to what they've ingested right away. So our officers are able to respond to EMS, what they've taken and what they've done, which is good for the hospital and the knowledge for the doctors. At least they know what they're dealing with.
While synthetic drugs have taken hold in the region, local officials say the substances are not requiring as much attention from law enforcement as heroin and cocaine.
I don't mean it when I say we don't have an issue with K2 or bath salts in Lake County. I'm saying that we haven't seen a significant, encounters with it.
Within the first few weeks of June alone, the State Poison Center received more than 30 calls about bath salts from Lake and Porter County hospitals.
There's so much of it out there. What's being reported and what's being used probably don't correlate. There's how many people that use this stuff and these substances that we don't get to. But we get to hear about how terrible it is when these people become combative, they become agitated, paranoid, delusional, and then they start doing things like attacking family members with weapons because they thought that they were monsters.
He said synthetic drugs can be more potent and more addicting than their counterparts, and the substances can't be detected in most drug tests.
Really, we don't know what the results and the effects on individuals are. So it's a scary area where they're moving just as fast trying to put out new products, and we don't even know where some of these are originating from, and then they're ending up in shelves of stores in the U.S. People can go online.
Experts say designer drugs will only continue to evolve, and just because something is legal doesn't mean it's safe. I'm Sarah Tompkins reporting for NWI.com.